What's your favorite part of robotics?
For me, my favorite part of robotics definitely has to be the competitions, I think. At first, I was really like scared of them because obviously you're competing, so you have to like stay focused. But I think definitely as the years went on, like I started liking them a lot more because I found that like it's not just about competing. Like you're there with all your friends, you know. Especially like when you get to go on a bus to somewhere that isn't Westwood, that's when it's really fun because you just get to like go somewhere else, like have this honestly very unique experience with your friends. So it's definitely like my favorite part is just competing because you have so many unique experiences with your friends that you otherwise wouldn't have had.
What about Westwood Robotics has affected you as a person?
I think Westwood Robotics has really impacted like my passion for like robotics engineering and just programming because before Westwood Robotics, the only reason I took so many engineering courses and I was doing all this engineering stuff was because like my dad was an engineer, so I always said, okay, he's an engineer, so I guess I'll probably just be an engineer too, right? And like I had mentioned previously, like my first ever experiences was just having being forced to read a programming book. So definitely beforehand, I had no real passion. I was just like, well, this is the path I'll take because this is the path my dad took. So I guess I have to take the same path. But then when I joined Westwood Robotics, it was very different because like you had the freedom to just sort of explore software and really just it was really about you like exploring the software and you had a lot of people helping you there, which was great. So I think definitely Westwood Robotics actually like allowed me to have a passion because before it felt more like I was just forcing myself, but after Westwood Robotics I found out, oh wait, I kind of actually do like this robotics software and engineering stuff. It's actually kind of interesting and it doesn't have to be forced. You know, I can actually do this because I enjoy it. It's not because I'm being forced to. So I think Westworld Robotics definitely like kind of lit a fire in me to actually pursue this field.
Your greatest achievement in Westwood Robotics?
I definitely believe that my greatest achievement in Westworld Robotics has been taking the time to mentor the new FTC teams. I remember in my freshman year, there definitely was a lot of mentorship. I remember I had a special member in my team who taught me a bunch of programming at the start. So definitely, that year I learned the importance of mentoring because I remember a lot of teams just did a lot of people in different teams just didn't get the chance to really work on the robot. Like they wanted to work, but there was no one there to help them out to give them that chance to really learn how to work with the robot. Going into my junior year, I really badly wanted to change this because I knew how demotivating it was when you competed in a competition and you would look at the robot and you couldn't really say what part of the robot you did. And all you could do is say, well, this other person did that, I guess. So I definitely wanted to change that. And I worked really hard on developing like a curriculum. I personally focused on software and going into that year, I worked really hard. I developed a curriculum and I taught a bunch of students and it definitely had an impact because by the end of the year, a lot of the teams, not all, every single team had their own programmer. Every single team had their autonomous, had all their different functions. So it definitely changed. And a bunch of kids now could say like, hey, when they saw their own robot, they could say, I coded that, or I put that part in the robot, or I built that thing. And then we even had two teams actually like advance. We had two teams advance to semi-regionals and one advanced all the way to regionals. And I think that definitely gave them more motivation. And it also added to my motivation. And now in my senior year, I hope to still continue like teaching because I definitely think I want to leave a mark by teaching because I think this is the best way I can leave an impact on this club.
What has your favorite memory from Westwood Robotics been?
I think definitely my favorite memory has to be when the FTC team Hungamanga advanced to regionals. I mean, the way they advanced especially it was just so joyful. I remember we were sitting on the stands and we were actually, because they were actually part of an alliance. Like they were actually picked to compete in the elimination matches. So already just from that, I was so happy for them to get the chance to do that. And then they won their semifinals match and they went on to the finals. And already I was on the edge of my seat, like, okay, are we actually going to be able to win this? And we won the first match. And then it was reaching the last few seconds of the second match. And when we won, I remember I just standing up and just cheering so loudly with happiness. because it was so impactful. Because in my freshman year, like we never advanced. Actually, none of the Westwood teams advanced, and also like it was a very hard year for all of our teams. And to now see that one of our teams not only advanced to semi-regionals, not only advanced to regionals, but won a whole semi-regionals competition. Like they won a whole competition. It was just such a happy moment for me because I felt so accomplished in that moment to like actually get the chance to see our team have success, you know, because I no longer had to just wish for success, but I actually got to see it. And it was just an incredible memory to see like our club actually changing and beginning to advance.
What from Westwood Robotics do you plan on keeping with you for the rest of your life?
I think after like all from my years of experience, I definitely want to continue being a part of First, even after like I graduate from here. And even if I'm not able to specifically come back to Westwood and mentor like the Westwood teams again, I definitely want to continue being part of First, like mentoring some sort of team or just helping out the community in some way, whether that be through volunteering, mentoring, or just any other way that I can do it. Westwood Robotics has definitely just inspired me to like just continue being a part of this program. Initially, I joined this just for fun, really, or just to try it out. But now I think it's definitely something I want to continue for like the rest of my life because it's just such an enjoyable program. I think it really has a huge impact on so many people. Like it has such a positive impact. Like for me, it really inspired me to like actually pursue STEM because I wanted to. And I definitely want to help many other like kids have that same experience that I had because it's just an amazing, like just an incredible experience to like look at a robot, say that was yours, and just feel inspired to really continue like following STEM for the joy of it. Thank you for listening to RoboRadio. You can check out our past and future episodes on Spotify and YouTube. Chad out.